Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2024 U.S. Kings of War Masters from the Nova Open in wild, wonderful, and generally wet Washington, D.C. I'm Mike Adkins. I'm going to be your host for the weekend.
I'm Mark Howard. I'm also going to be your host this whole weekend.
Excellent.
Matt Carmack, and I'll be here for most of the week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. We're rolling. Go for it. Keith has just come over to ask if they can go ahead and start playing, and the answer is an affirmative yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we are here to bring you guys currently round one of the Masters. This is the number one requested matchup of the different matchups that were available. So we're going to be watching Travis Timm's Goblins versus Keith Randall's Elves. For those of you currently looking at the screen going, how the hell am I going to follow this match? Don't worry. We have several different camera angles to go through to make sure we are capturing everything.
We're trying the ever-lovable top camera.
Yep. In fact, let me change the name of the camera so it's shorter so it takes up less space. These are little things that we will tweak as we go. There we go. That gets a little more of that.
It's going to be just fine.
Yep. You are currently watching Dash 28 Live. Welcome. And with me today we have Matt Carmack, tuning in from Texas. How you doing this morning, Matt?
I am awake.
Fantastic. That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Joining me as always is marvelous Mark Howard. Mark, again.
Hello, my loves.
Travis and Keith are getting set up. We do have them mic'd so we can listen in on what they're doing as they start deploying. They're currently set up the terrain and just getting ready to start doing their deployments. As they're getting going here, we are gonna let's take a look at their lists. They're gonna be playing Dominate. That was just announced, and they're currently setting up the. Here.
Oh, yeah. I don't see many elves these days, which is pretty awesome, actually. It's nice to see them out on the table somewhere.
They definitely still get out a bit. Also, just trying to track down that clock link real quick.
So let me see what we got here.
Yep. So here's Travis's Goblins.
Gobos.
Yep. Pretty standard Gobbo list. Check it out.
Yeah.
So whole bunch of rabble. A regiment, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hordes, looks like.
As you do.
As you do, triple war trombones, triple sharp stick throwers, a mincer. Just jumped down too far. Triple wingets. A flaget with a boomstick. Triple whizzes, all with lightning. Magwin Joes, and double kings on chariot, one blade slashing, one pipes of terror.
And short bows.
That's 24 drops and 27 units.
A lot of shots.
It is a lot. Well, I mean, it's goblins. That's what they're here for.
That's all they have.
That's here. They are here to shoot the shit. And Keith's Elves. Turn the player down.
Right.
So he's got an entire horde of Palace Guard with Staying Stone, a couple of regiments of Kindred Glaive Stalkers, a Silver Breeze Cav Troop, double Drakon Hordes, one with Strider Boots, as you do, and one with Mason Crushing, because, hey, you got 5 points left. An Elf Army Standard Bearer with the Loot, triple Noble War Chariots, and then the Swirling Tempests formation. That's 2 more Drakon Regiments and a Drakon Lord. For a total of 13 drops and 23 units.
Good job.
A lot of flying shit.
A lot of flying stuff, a lot of speed versus the shooting trash mob.
Yeah. So, we couldn't say it on the matchup cast, but we can definitely say it now. Terrain is going to matter a lot in this game.
Yeah.
I am pleasantly, just from my wonderful couch viewing position, I am very pleasantly surprised to see how much, how chonky those terrain pieces are.
Oh yeah.
Dingle.
I told you.
Yeah. No, those are. That's correct.
Mike just fuck around.
Yeah,
That's not what he's here for.
No.
those are
We understood the assignment.
some real forests. Like you can put a horde in it.
Yes, that is my personal philosophy. Is that if you cannot fit the majority of an infantry horde in a piece of terrain, it is not a piece of terrain.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. This is gonna be interesting to see.
He has so much speed, but depending on how close he gets, just
The wingets and the trombones together, just unloading on people, just rip a unit right off the table. But also, if he doesn't protect those trombones, they die to shots from just about anything.
So just bring up the player mic so we can hear them talking a little bit about their deployments. If they're talking.
Good morning, Age of Sigmar players. I'm going to do some announcements for day 2. If you want to gather around or pay attention or come hang out here for a moment, please.
Are they
Thank you.
doing that with like a megaphone? Holy
Are
crap!
the Age of Sigmar
Yeah.
players using
It's the house mic.
Oh,
It's the house mic. So all of the announcements go to the whole ballroom.
Are they going to do that the whole day?
They sure are. Which is why I told our guys that we should get one too, so we can at least retaliate. But they
I'll retaliate. Who was the guy saying it?
he's way back over there. No, I mean we should get a microphone so we can make our
A couple of
announcements.
notes about today,
yeah.
which are kind of important for those of you who are in different directions to me.
I don't think this guy on this mic is going to make it today.
What was the,
All right, so
He's been
main
here all week.
story. Hate judging is happening today. During round 1 this morning, everybody will get
what was
a
the
self-score
first round's dominate?
dropped
Okay,
off
good.
your table.
It's flashing.
Score yourself. It's a very simple system.
Yes.
You tick to say yes, I've achieved that.
Already
Or
been-
you use blank to say you don't. That'll give you a score. Late in round 1, through lunch, and in round 2, our paint judge.
I will say that
Nate
that is
will go around
probably
and
the
confirm
one scenario
the
that
judge
he
score agrees with the
didn't
score you give
see
yourself.
against Travis.
So he will write the judge summary. He'll also then pick out the
Yeah, I mean
elements that
it's
go
pretty easy to wait most of the for goblins to like stand back and shoot, wait most of the game, and then like push a couple hordes into the scoring zone right at the end, or like toe the line for most of the game. Or
and it's back there where table
This
86.
only has the 3 elements of shooting for the most part. It's the 2 units of Glade Stalkers, 1 Silver Breeze.
Mission 1 this morning, shifting objectives. The terrain is all laid out as shifting objectives. You may need to tweak it slightly when you get there.
And then he's having to rely on Dragon,
Layout is
right, which he does have at least a lot of.
So just correct position of the terrain to make sure that
Yeah.
lots of Dracons. The Dracon regiments, like when you position them well, if you get in the flank, they will tear things up.
important to note about today, after round 5, we change to right
I'm really discounting this.
That will split out the
Better
top
than
8
Travis
and
Goblin.
then create record-based pods.
So for those of you watching at home curious about the terrain, I'm just going to talk about it very, very briefly. So this is going to be the field. This is the height 1 difficult. This fountain over here is the 0. Obviously, this is going to be your building here. So this is your 6 building. Height 1.
Round 6
Height
will
0.
that way you need those
These are
pods.
going to be your hills. Height 3.
If your pod has less than 8 players,
3. And these things with the pillars are forests. I think they might actually be 9. They're tall. Your forest. Your forest. Here's one of the
Everybody who goes 3-0 in those pods.
obstacles. I don't see the other obstacles on it. And this of course, is the other building here in the back. This is a dwarf theme table that I like to use for streaming specifically because the matte color is so very dark, so the units show up pretty well against it. I'm going to flip around to the other camera and see if we can spot where the other obstacle. Oh, here it is. It's on the other side of the roof. So there's the other obstacle. And they are playing Dominate, and they have marked the center of the Dominate circle. That will fill the map.
So please,
Obviously, these are Travis's goblins.
please, make sure that you drop. It's
Here,
around
keeps
5 and 6. I think that's all I've got. Great job yesterday. Oh, favorite opponent, yeah.
I'm trying to like ignore it as much as I can, but I want to do violence to this man talking over this thing.
Yeah, seriously, man. Hurry the fuck up. Let's take
I
it.
do not like it.
Y'all are on like day 3 of this tournament. How are you still explaining things? I don't understand. They've been here all day, all weekend. They've already been here rocking. So like, wrap it up.
Slash coolest army slash whatever you want to do with that.
God damn it.
As the,
Publish the
All
players
right,
back.
it's fine. I'm gonna be fine.
best forces
So,
around 7.
Deep breaths, Mark. Deep breaths.
Yep, I'm here. I got hydration.
That is, I think, all I have.
Hydration.
All
All right, so
Cool, awesome. Great job yesterday with playing
I'm gonna
regularly on time Warhammer. And
Keith
let's have
that
one saying
He
today.
doesn't
Good luck,
get one of those
everyone.
small Dragon
Speak
Rider
to you
units
later.
just like knocked out by shooting early on.
I'm guessing he's going to hide him behind terrain.
Yeah, I suspect that target priority here for Travis is still going to be to knock out the elf counter shooting first.
If he can, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of it's going to be light. The chariots are actually fairly durable.
Yeah.
And they inspire themselves, so it's
If I'm not mistaken, the Glade Stalkers for elves do not have stealth like the Sylvankin ones.
No.
They hit on 3s, not 4s in close combat.
Right.
correct.
Yeah, and the chariots are 12-14 self-inspiring, so they're, plate shooting is going to take them off in one round.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Goblins.
I mean, yeah.
That's what they have.
There are 3 of them,
Sure.
so it's going to be a lot of, if I were Keith, I would be trying to get all that shooting concentrated on like one horde at a time to see if you could make the horde off in one turn, which I definitely think you could.
Yeah, before everything starts flying around them and stuff like that, just get something off early.
Right, or try to counter it, because the one weakness of goblin shooting in my experience is if you just shoot it back, it's all like 8-10.
That's my thing. That's what I was saying before. The trombones, when you put 3 of them together on a unit after you break like a goblin horde, you're like, yay, you just done someone down, but
Right.
you fire a lightning bolt 4 at one of those, they just disintegrate.
Right. So
In general.
if he planks those off, then the Dracons have an easy approach and can just start trading efficiently at that point.
I will say the 2 hordes of the Dragon Riders, that's meaty. I haven't seen someone do that in a while.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't do it. I
like
think it's really good, but 2 hordes of Dracons is still 2 hordes of Dragons. Like they still don't need anything to touch.
Everybody, a lot of people are like, man, they are really expensive. And I'm like, well, I mean, whites are 265 base.
Yeah.
So people still take that.
Dracons speed 10 as opposed to speed 7.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Like, yeah.
Good morning, Kyle.
Kyle Pretzel Twinkie?
Kyle Pretzel Twinkie's walking around checking out the setup.
Yeah.
What?
Hey. Oh, Kyle, I said hi.
Wait, can we back up? What? Pretzel Twinkie?
Why is Kyle? His last name's Preslinski.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Preslinski.
He was like, if
So
you don't know how to
Pretzel
pronounce that,
Twinkie?
just call me Pretzel Twinkie.
Pretzel Twinkie is an enduring nickname.
Yes.
It's not.
How is it?
It's
All y'all drink so much less than me, you come up with weird shit like this.
we
more
didn't
than
think
I
of
do.
that. That's like a grade school nickname for him. Like little kids can't say your name right, so they just end up calling you Pretzel Twinkie.
If somebody called me Pretzel Twinkie when I was a small kid, I would have given the fuck up. That's good enough. Proud of him. That's good. We don't have to tell him that. He'll see it on the screen later.
44 minutes before we get started.
So he's just going.
If you are here. The sooner everyone checks in on BCP,
Oh,
the sooner we get started.
I think
Yeah, Goblin's picking it up.
Oh, yeah. Travis is obviously moving his first turn here.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's the joy of the Goblin's army to dominate. You move up once, you're in the scenario. You just hold it. Good. Mission accomplished.
So yeah, this is top of turn 1 on table 1 at round 1 of the U.S. Masters. They are playing Dominate. For everybody who's just joined us, we got
Just 3 blank freaking bases at the bottom.
Those are wingets.
We'll do that at like 9:50.
Oh yeah, I know.
Don't worry, I got it.
You over here at the,
If anybody was wondering, those are wingets.
Took
We
3
did it.
his models to fall off his bases.
see how the top down's looking right now. Top down's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
So
we'll move it a little bit if we need to later.
Travis' Goblins, of course. Here's Keith's Elves up here.
And we are shooting.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out. I'm guessing that's either wing it shooting or Goblin King shooting. I don't think the wing it has range, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, wingets won't have range yet. Range 12.
What did he dump into his list?
Did 2 wounds to a chariot.
Yep.
Check
All right, here we go.
All right, so lightning bolts at his Dracon. Regiment over here from his whizzes. They're in covered behind a building, but hey, lightning bolt.
Yeah, let's see how all the shooting goes for him if he gets lucky on turn 1.
It's a few hits, not many.
That is not lucky.
2 wounds.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 1 wound. 1 crack.
Yeah, it's 1 wound.
anything that
It's not.
does though, that is the one nice thing. I don't think he has any recovery options.
No. His recovery option is to get across the table and silence the guns. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, he took the Magua battery. God, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Magua just, yeah.
As you do.
yeah. I mean, makes sense. Lightning will collectively 9, 10, 11, 13.
Shooting at the Dracons with whatever he's got over there. 3 attacks. That's probably a chariot bow.
Where did he end up playing? Because he had bolt throwers, right?
Yeah, he's shooting the bolt throwers now.
There we go. Okay.
Yep.
Shark stick.
Everybody, if you notice a little bit, every now and then, the overhead camera might shake a little bit. I made a rigging out of pipe myself, so if you have a problem with that, suck it.
I'll want a picture of it at some point.
Oh, you'll love it.
It's the
Home
L
Depot
bar.
special.
It's not the full U. It's just the L. So that's why it.
Oh, gotcha.
We'll figure something out eventually. Or I can pay like $12,000 to get an actual one. It'll be cool. All right, this is moving right along. That's probably his bolt throwers.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Yeah.
I will say from experience that having played not that goblinless, but very close, it was literally Travis' goblin.
Yep. Oh no, goblin shooting just hurts.
It hurts, but more importantly, it runs your clock down. Like you just gotta.
Oh yeah.
The way I ended up having to play goblins by the third game, like rapidly shifted to just.
He's going as fast as he can about it.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
And we have now flipped over to Keith.
Stop caring about precise movement.
Bottom of 1. Let's see what Keith Randall can do. He's on the other end of the table. So let's get a side view here. He's going to try to get all this stuff out from behind the building since he clustered up behind the building basically to avoid getting shot to death in round 1, and now he's got to go to work.
Yeah.
Welcome, folks who are just joining in. We are watching Travis Timm, Travis Timm and his goblins over here, playing Keith Randall with his elves over here. We're on the bottom of turn 1.
Yep.
Keith
is got people tuning in from all over.
Keith has survived Travis's first round of shooting without losing anything. Travis moves stuff up because they're playing dominate, so really he just has to walk his hordes up to within 12 of that center point and then not die.
Yep. Yeah, whenever you play against like dwarves or goblins, you're always just, is that turn 1 going to happen where they just randomly do 9 wounds to something and it just gets knocked off the table? You're like, thanks. But he made it out unscathed, so that's nice.
And this king chariot here has already got a couple of wounds on him. We'll see if he moves or if he just leaves him camped behind that wall. Let's bring his other chariot out from behind the building. These empty bases here are Travis's wingets.
I'm going to be very interested to see where the wingets go next turn. It's actually kind of cool to see. Normally, they just kind of fly out turn 2 and go wherever they want, but he has so many flying units, he's going to have to be really careful with that. Just neat to see.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that continue the same as the center is just going to stay where it's not going to be doing what it is. But the right, they're literally just there to keep the Dracons from developing. So I suspect he's just going to move forward since it does the same objective, and then the wingets will start shooting.
Yeah.
Shoot for the goblins. You won't go for like uncovered shots. Just rely on weight of them to start killing shit.
Yeah, Keith really wants to intercept people who try to come towards his army with all those Dracon units. So if Travis is smart, he will just leave all of his stuff in range to shoot and camp behind rabble hordes instead of moving up and giving Keith something easy to try to hit.
Yeah, I mean, the longer he stays away and just does his counter shooting, the longer he stays away from the 12-inch shooting, which is just shreds things.
Yeah, and we are playing blackjack scoring, so, if you can get a big scenario win by having a whole bunch of unit strength in the middle at the end of the game, that's a decent sized win.
And he has so many things that can move from so far away right to the 12 inches for dominate, which is great. All right, this camera's working out pretty good so far. Maybe we'll try and move it over a little bit next round. We'll see.
I don't know. I think once they start moving towards the middle,
I just don't want it to fall on them.
I think looks pretty stable.
That's my goal for the weekend. So I just don't want it to fall on somebody. That's all. All right.
Like
so, Blade Stalkers.
Oh, he's just shooting at chariots.
Got to start picking away at something.
Yeah.
Take away his mobility.
He's out of hits there. He's got wounds too.
All right, or is he just? It's hard to tell if he's shooting a chariot or if he was shooting a horde. Ooh, that looks fairly decent.
Meat is a very cool. Holy crap! I think he hit all.
Ooh. Oh no.
Yeah, just a tad bit over.
Oh boy.
I think you should
It's an X off on Mago.
The 3.
No.
All right.
I like two. It looks like it. Yeah. Is that like a stack of cards with the turn counters on it?
Yeah, I printed them.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
That's
And it's just a little spindle, and it's got an arrow pointing at whichever person's turn it is. Yep, which let me get a look over it. So, yeah, thank you.
That's nice.
Oh yeah.
That just took down. All right.
Yeah, I don't think he actually shot a wing it here. I think he shot the horde.
Yeah, I think he shot the horde as well. Yeah.
Which I'm guessing. My best assumption as to why shoot the horde instead of the wing it was he didn't think he had enough to think the wing it off in one go. So instead of that, he's either weakening the horde so that next turn he can charge it reliably kill it with hit.
Oh well, that's happening.
Chariot on chariot action. Here we go.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
I don't either, but I mean, sometimes he's got to hit the go button, I guess.
I mean, the one downside of Keith's chariots is that because they're next to that building, they are going to be pretty difficult to get out of there.
Yeah.
And the goblin chariots are the same height, so that's going to limit what he can charge. Oh, I see. Okay, so the goal...
Yeah. So he's just blocking them off by the wing at some time to shoot.
Yeah, try to link.
And this is where it goes to the Drakon Riders. He has 3 of them. He can only charge and kill 1, so just they keep circling.
Gotcha. Okay, so he was
taking one back.
Awesome.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
not.
here's the value of marking your corners, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those undo buttons are amazing.
Yeah. Let me see how this looks. Oh, it looks bad. Looks bad.
I'm just excited to see somebody mark something before they move it. I deal with that shit all the time.
Yeah, Mark, tell us about your traumas.
It's probably fine. They're somewhere here around here before I move it.
Face, you know, we can talk. I will say it is nice to see that though. So it is a world of difference in clean gameplay.
Very exciting.
Blank base is still my preferred go, but
yeah,
sure.
All right, just the slow advance.
Yeah, I mean everything's in range to just start thinking. Yeah, I am a little concerned for this goblin.
Yeah. It's interesting with the wingets up there. He doesn't really have most of his shooting over there. So if that horde does break, he's going to rely on the 3 of them to try and take something out.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is that he has effectively 5 pieces of chaff there. So, like, he can If he just needs to stall Drakons out, he can just charge them one at a time, and that's literally 5 turns worth of stalling right there.
Oh, yeah.
Board. And I think he's hoping to plink off at least one of those 2 chariots this turn.
Yeah, he'll try it.
So goblins continue to advance across the table. Interesting.
Some people just don't want to take other people's shit. I mean, he's already in threat range for tons of stuff anyway, right? At that point. It's like when you play a GL, in that case, they take their first turn and everything's in threat range. You're there. Figure your life out.
What was the play?
Alrighty. Yeah, but if he can keep those wizards safe, and Mawas, they're going to take out a lot of stuff this game, probably.
This might be the one horde that backs it up.
Maybe.
I mean, everything over there that matters can see over the hill anyway, right?
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about this wizard setup because I do think that regiment is within charge range, at least just.
And that's what you got to worry about. As long as that battery stays alive and puts out that lightning bolt every turn, he's not in a terrible place. But
yeah,
I get called early on.
Yeah. And if they were like real wizards, I might be less worried about the 9 attack regiment popping them in one hit. But
if they were real wizards.
Yeah, but they're whizzes. Like, yeah, you know, they're not no stiff breeze. It's true.
Yeah, if they get literally touched the wrong way, like they will immediately fall over.
No, that's fair.
He might also just be relying on the bolt throwers, so he might just turn all of his things to kill the one regiment and change his target priority for the turn. There is some damage on that regiment.
The regiment or the horde?
The regiment of Drakons on the left side of the table currently.
Oh yeah, but the spear chuggers probably can't see them, right?
At least based on where the bolt throwers are positioned, I'm guessing they're towing into the terrain. They can see through it.
That's fair.
And honestly, if they even had just the smallest of angles on it, I would take it even for recovery.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, anything the goblins can do to take any elf units off the table, they already have a lower unit strength going on. Like just start taking stuff off the table. Anything you can.
It is worth noting that the units from those Drakon regiments is still 2, so it's not nothing.
Though at the same time, the Blade Stalkers are such a dangerous thing if left unchecked against goblins.
Wingets are shooting down.
Yep.
Wingets.
It's like
The chariot, a couple more wounds.
All right, up to 4.
Now he's shooting one at a time instead of all at once. Because I think he's hoping if he does enough wounds to one chariot, he'll do the last one on the other.
Right. No, that's smart.
As you do. Let's see the dice.
Yeah. Okay, that's the other 2, I guess.
Yeah, these are bolt throwers.
Yeah.
4 wounds more to that Drakon regiment, I'm guessing. They go onto a different unit.
He's marking something.
Definitely did wounds to the other chariot, it looks like.
Ooh, yeah. So 5 and 4.
I think those were the Goblin Kings shooting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does he have a single muffin launcher? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, he just shot a single bolt thrower at the chariot over here.
You know, he's got 3 bolt throwers.
Whiz.
Unless it's the trumpets.
Going for it.
Okay, so
There we go.
here comes the
See
battery.
how they do.
Good on the hits, it looks
Not
like.
bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
just needs to convert those into wounds. That was pretty good.
Not bad at all.
4 or 5 more wounds.
Yeah, that's how he's going for the chariot.
Oh, interesting.
I guess he wants to get rid of all the inspiring.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense, right? If you wear down all the chariots and that's a source of inspiring, and they're a threat, and they can shoot, then you go in on everything else.
Absolutely.
2 more wounds on it, or at least another wound on it.
6, yeah. Those
Oh
chariots
no,
are.
his symbols are in his 1s or in his 6s.
Yeah. The chariots are, of course, 12, 14, so.
Damn. That looks pretty good.
Or shoot, I gotta actually figure out what he's shooting at this point. Holy crap. Oh, there was a flag it with a boomstick too. Dang, I missed that.
Yeah, flag with a boomstick.
Go for it.
There's a 5 and a 7. I think that's going to pick up.
5 and a 1.
Waver and a 4. I think he didn't actually pick anything up yet.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
rough. Because, yeah, I feel like
That hurts.
Yeah,
I feel that in my
Turn 2.
gloves.
Thank you, Billy, for the clarification.
Tractor dice. It's okay.
I knew what the symbols were. I just forgot which side of the die they were on. Yeah, this is a big turn for Keith because I think he has to start committing now because this is the last turn that he can get away with nothing getting plinked. I'm shocked that nothing has been fully plinked yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is going to be a turn. He's going to have to pull the trigger on something. Oh, he's looking.
Well, he can move the Glade Stalkers on the hill to potentially shoot off a trombone. Oh, no, I guess
You got to do what you got to do. Oh, he's just moving him over. All right.
Those are Keith Blade Stalkers here. This is his Horde of Palace Guard, Drakon Horde, Drakon Regiments, no little chariot, and Silver Breeze, and Drakon Lord. For folks just joining us.
Yeah, the Silver Breeze feel like they're slightly out of position this game.
Yeah, that feels like I need to hide it behind the building to start, and he hasn't gotten out of traffic yet enough to have anywhere really to put him.
Yeah. At the same time, right now, I think he just ran him away because he didn't want the lightning bolt to hit him because that was deployed last, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so they're playing Dominate, so we're trying to get within 12 inches of here, and Travis probably has 3 hordes already scoring. Keith really just has the one
definitely.
horde. So he's got to do some work.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I actually don't think the unit strength is crazy off in the center because it's a Drakon Horde 2 that's very close, and then the regiment.
Oh yeah. No, it's all still very live.
Right.
It's just
Right. If he can
even though
get this whole block forward.
Yeah, even though Travis wasn't able to really take anything off the board last turn with his shooting, just with not having that much luck, he's still in a decent place because now with all these wounds spread out, he doesn't have any healing. So he has to do something, or Travis is going to be like good to start moving things this turn.
Right. Time to pick up units that haven't delivered any value.
Yeah, so he's exactly where a Goblin player would want to be. Little bastards.
Players are mic'd, so we should be able to hear them in the background. They're just not talking a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, Britton. I'm sorry. I didn't notice.
Hello.
Howdy.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just here to watch some elves die.
Good.
Well, that's what Travis must have been waiting for then. I should go over and tell him, hey, Britton's on the stream now. You can actually start rolling higher than 5 for nerve.
Hell yeah.
So to catch Britton up real quick, we're playing Dominate. We're watching Keith and Travis. They're in the bottom of turn 2. It's Keith's turn. Nothing has died yet. They've both done some shooting. Keith has primarily shot at Travis's hordes that are running cover for things like wingets and other stuff. And Travis has mostly shot at Kings on Chariots and Drakon Regiments.
Yep. Wasn't able to take any of them off last turn, but he put a lot of wounds spread out across them. So next turn, they're going to start disappearing probably, unless he does something about it.
And they're all on like 4 to 7 wounds at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of forcing his hand.
Yep. He brought the Kinilogans.
Rabble Hordes are unit strength 3, right?
Pretty sure.
What's up?
Rabble Hordes are unit strength 3, right? I'm not crazy.
Yes, they
I
are.
believe they're 3. Yeah.
But his Rabble regiment also has Orb of Towering Presence, so it's also unit strength 3.
Gotcha,
So all of his
and
Rabble
that's what's
units-
hiding back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just doing a quick math check because I see Keith already starting to concentrate toward the center here, and like I said, I think he has a surprisingly large amount of unit strength in that little blob.
Oh, yeah.
I think I counted.
Like I was saying before, Keith's got the mobility where he doesn't have to be fully around the center. At the end of the game, he can just turn and run to it.
Right.
With tons of units. So, but he's going to lose the shooting game. So it's already happening. He's got to do something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I figure he pounds.
There we go.
He also did like 4 wounds
All right.
and 3 shooting to it. So.
He's drinking his go juice.
There's going to be a Drakon Horde and a Drakon Regiment into Rabble on a Hill. It's the first actual charge.
He'll start something.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably assuming that regiment dies if it stays out of combat.
Right.
You might as well get some value out of it before it just
Absolutely.
gets pulled off the board.
Yeah, he's got too many wounds on these things at this point.
I mean, depending on how he reforms, he might also just be able to make it so it can't get shot.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, because with the other Drakon Horde on the left-hand side, if they're both on the hill, effectively, they're the same height.
Yeah. And it puts him in a decent position because when he turns over after he kills that horde, which let's hope he does. We're just going to assume that he's going to do okay for his life.
If he doesn't kill that horde, he's in trouble.
If he doesn't kill that horde, well, somebody will go hug him. We'll work it out. We'll send somebody over.
Yeah.
But if he does kill them and turns over, he's looking at a bunch of wizards and war machines that he can just start picking apart if he wants to.
Yeah.
Which is nice. He's got to get rid of some of that goblin shooting.
I
And the
think,
Gladestalkers are still Gladestalkers. We're going to keep plinking away at goblins, which they do great against shooting them.
yeah. I suspect that Cuzlo and Madfall are probably going to end up being a chaff piece next turn, assuming that the Goblin Horde disintegrates.
And that'll work great, because I think that sick bastard has 7 attacks or something.
He's deceptively, like, really good.
Their checks.
Nerve checks.
Yeah, 7 attacks on 3s with Crush, 2.
Oh, yeah.
And Vicious.
It hurts so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reform position on a double charge on the flank is usually awkward for non-sort of flying units. In this case, it's sort of like, because usually you turn 90 or whatever and one unit is stuck in the back. But here, if the front
in this
unit
case, it's
charges
awesome.
away,
Yeah, in this case, it's awesome.
it protects them, and if one unit flies away, you can just go fly somewhere else.
If anyone needs any, we'll go up to bar some. Every table should have a pen, a score sheet, and 2 sportsmanship things. I'll go over that.
Is he back?
Right after we take the picture.
All right.
Come the Drakons.
To it. Don't roll like me.
It looks pretty solid.
That's solid enough.
6 misses, so actually a little under, if anything, but those look like all wounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
That's
guessing
nice.
that,
That's also nice. Okay.
I believe that is the first unit picked up.
Okay.
Yep, and here's what Britton was just talking about. Like, how do you not put them in a conga line? How do you redeploy them both?
Well, in this
so they can
case,
both do something next turn.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're on the hill.
That I don't
they do
think
not.
they are, so I think the regiment might get plinked off. But what this means for the horde is he's putting
Shots
Kozlov
into them instead,
instead of the front, which means that the horde will be able to flank the Goblin horde if Kozlo doesn't charge them. So it forces the charge and forces some positioning on the wizards because
You still got to dedicate resources to him.
yeah.
And that's, it's the best you can do. It's fine.
That's a little bit wishy-washy on that pivot there.
All right.
I'm not
I'm just going to go out there and say
Yeah,
that reform was insane.
He did kind of.
It's up to Travis to call it out because I'm like they would not be butt to butt. That's literally not possible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
There we go.
he's fixing it now.
Shenanigans was called.
Yeah. I agree with the first reform. I think that looked clean. The second reform, I'm like, the left side edge should be hanging off the left side edge.
Quick geometry lesson from Professor Timm over there.
Yeah. I do
He's
like
a lawyer. We don't expect him to understand math.
God damn it. It's going to be fine. I'm fine. Okay.
People
they're
get
adult
legit about
players,
making
they'll work
triangular hills, but I kind of like that they create little situations like this on reforms after charges. So,
I'm just surprised Keith
that's
didn't pull
fine.
out a staircase for the horde.
Yeah.
Just letting it
saw
go
the
there.
fucking
Like, if you
hills
saw the
that Mike
fucking
Gill
hills
makes,
that Mike Gill makes,
they are fucking.
they are
they-
fucking devastating.
double
So your
tall,
hills are
straight.
fine.
So your hills are fine.
We use some of his hills.
We use some of his hills as
terrain.
blocking terrain now. Yep.
I'm like,
Hi, Mike.
Not that big. Stupid question for a run around? Oh, man, I'm stupid.
Hi, Devlin.
I think I only have 2 bandages left, so.
At least I'm 90%.
Devlin has managed to cause an open wound on himself.
Oh, well,
Hurt blood somehow. Proud blood.
That's the true first blood.
yeah.
That is the true first blood.
All right.
All right, back over to Travis for top turn 3. He just lost the horde. Now he's got to respond. What do we expect to see from Travis this turn?
Can we get the right side camera real quick? I'm trying to figure out.
Let's go.
Oh shoot, I think the Dracon Regiment is right in the bottom right corner, just out of sight of both camera angles.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be fine.
But that's okay. I don't think it changes. Yeah, it's like over there.
There's the wing. It's fine.
Yeah. We know roughly where it is. It's behind the chariot on the right. So, yeah, I think this is still the play. It's just keep pushing, keep being aggressive. Now, if anything, this is where
I like the wing. It's just shooting over.
Yeah. Like, just take the cover. The Dracon Horde, if it commits, is going to be hindered now. Or the Regiment, if it commits, is going to be hindered now, which is even worse. I think even with both the chariots, it would still be hindered. You'd have to do some real... Well, he could move both of them forward and not charge with the chariots and potentially make it not hindered. I don't know if there's enough space on the right side of the table.
Right.
So there's some ways he could potentially finagle it, but that's a lot of effort to kill one rabble horde at this point.
Yeah. I still think Travis is in a really strong spot right now.
Yeah, certainly on the right side of the table. The left side of the table is getting dicey now.
Well, now, as long as he just protects that middle from getting flanked, he can start putting shots into those still.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the Dracon Riders is defense 5, which helps.
Right.
And he's got more than enough units to like box in his war machines, keep the Dracons from getting on him for a while.
Right. I guess my concern for Travis here is so doing. Can we get a top angle again? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 unit strength currently for Keith. Right. Yeah, in that block. And I would actually argue that the Glade Stalkers on the left count 2 because they can just walk 6 inches forward. And I'm betting that Keith has mapped this out to know exactly how far he can get.
Yeah, he'll have 11 there if he can just run them all in.
Exactly. So he's got
I know I looked at it.
Well, he's still
12.
got the character on the dragon. He's
Yeah,
got
exactly.
the little cav unit. Like he has tons of stuff. Like I said, end of the game, he just run tons of stuff into the center because they're all such mobility.
So the math problem for Travis, as I see it, is that the only things he has in the center that score right now are the 5 effective hordes counting, and that's counting the regiment as the +1 unit strength. And then he's got the 1 Menser to the right. So collectively, he's got 16 unit strength, and 2 of those hordes are already.
And he went first, correct? So
Yes. Yeah, Travis on top.
if they don't do the turn 7, turn 6, Keith gets the last turn.
Right.
If those Dracon Riders in the center are still alive, he can just run them in, and if he takes one of his hordes off,
Right. And
that's
what
the
I'm
unit strength gone.
I don't
No
think that there's
retaliation.
going to be 3 hordes there within a
Probably not. The Blade Stalkers will keep blinking away at things, and their shooting against goblins is wonderful, in my opinion.
Travis has 16 unit strength right now, but that's about to drop to 10, which puts Keith at the lead. So
We'll see what all this shooting ends up doing and all the lightning bolts.
right.
Yeah, for me, it's a case of like the shooting is concentrated on trying to secure Travis's flanks.
Yeah.
He's committed a bunch of resources, including a horde that will not be able to redeploy towards the middle, although all the wingets could. So he's devoted a lot to shooting those flanks, and the faster he can take care of that and then start shooting and moving towards the middle, the better.
Now,
And I just
it's
think
also,
that like this is a critical turn where
most definitely. Yeah. That's why I said his shooting. We got to really see what he does here. Also, his trombones were on turn 3. They haven't really shot anything yet. They're just kind of
That's not
hanging out.
surprising. They're a mid-late game weapon.
I have a suspicion they won't get to shoot unless it's turn 7.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not really in a hurry to throw targets out there, which is good. It's smart.
Yeah. This is almost a game where it's a weird thing for me to say, but I actually think Travis should walk the trombones through his hordes, and just risk them getting plinked off. Like just get damage out of them.
I think for me, they're the like insurance policy that if those Dracons come in, if Dracons come in from the side.
Sure, that is fair.
The very
Dracon horde's up
common
like
thing.
8 wounds at this point, 8 or 10 wounds.
Yeah. Well, anything that comes through there and kills one of those in close combat, it's that the wingets can turn and shoot. They'll just rip a unit right off the table, which is all. It's insurance policy, just like you said.
Yeah. Looks like that's 12 wounds if I can read those dice correctly.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't think that Dracon Horde's going to survive this range.
Tackle and
Oh,
fuel.
that's a 5, man. You still got to roll a 5.
He can do it.
Yeah, I'm here so elves can die. That's my contribution.
Yeah. Chariots and wingets can swing to the center fast. That is 5 unit strength that can redeploy on a dime.
Yeah.
Right, so presumably that's 1 chariot.
Chariots and the other chariot going.
There we go. That finally paid off.
I think
Comes the Dracon Horde. That gets
Yeah, that was big. And then maybe a lucky waiver here. Looks like they're fine. I still think that's good for Travis because that means that now the winged and the chariots can start redirecting.
Oh yeah, that's strong as hell.
Yeah.
That was a really, really good turn for him. That's the only thing that's what kind of sucks for Keith in this fight. Like if he jumps out with everything, God only knows about his shooting, but right now the guy, he had so many wounds from the turn before, put on all of his units on the flanks. Yeah, he was going to lose a bunch of them inevitably this turn.
the other Dracon
getting that Dracon Horde, that's rough.
Does the regiment in the top corner have any damage to it? Do we
I
know?
don't think so. I think he mostly shot at the chariots over here.
Yeah. the regiment on the bottom left has a couple blink shots worth of damage.
Goddamn.
4 or 5, looks like 5.
I don't even see where he ran all of his regiments, but they must have hidden somewhere.
I see Magos.
Yeah, I definitely see Magwas. I just don't see the other 4 battery.
Pop around the other side. They're hiding here.
Oh, they're
right
in
there.
the yeah.
They're in the beer barrels. The goblins have gotten into the beer barrels.
That's what I'm talking about.
It'll probably make them shoot better.
Hell yeah.
Kill a bolt thrower here, and then
Gotta start somewhere.
yeah.
I think that was all he could see with how he was angled anyway.
Right. I'm sure Travis made sure that everything was safe or out of cover.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you just kill 3 roses in a row, basically?
Right.
Yeah, the basically what I understood the situation to be was if he pivoted more to get a good view of the battlefield, he left a gap that was big enough for Magua to charge into. So the only way
That
to
big
catch
fish is be going and just whooping that unit's ass.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
I would also say that as funny as it sounds, I know I talked down on Wiz's being like pathetic little baby wizards earlier, but like a hindered Drakon regiment with only 9 attacks, wars. Yes, it is a good chance to kill them, but if you miss it, right? Like if you if you roll just a little under, like then you did nothing on that turn, which is really bad. So I do think killing the bolt thrower.
On the risk of looking like a silly fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his life.
Yeah.
All right, so Dragon Rider is back on the screen. We did it. We did it. My cameras are great. Whatever. Shut up, Matt.
I didn't say anything. I like the side cameras, so if I could connect 6 cameras to my laptop, I would have tried.
HDMI switch box is what you need.
Yes, apparently.
Well, you need that. You need SCI cables.
Yeah,
for the distance. We found out HDMI after like 15 feet. That don't work.
Oh yeah. No. It was. I mean, my cameras are just webcams, so I just
I got you. So you love this overhead camera.
It's all right. I mean, it's good. Like when they're doing something on one end, we got the side view. But when okay, fine. The building is big. I get it, right? When he's trying to do something over there and we can't see shit from the side, it's good to have the top.
Like that is the biggest fucking building.
No, I got a bigger one. The enormous fucking elf building, is even bigger. It needs its own terrain box.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
So anyone joining late, welcome to audio visual talk and the building size.
Yes.
This is going to be fun. Everybody on the stream plays their cards right. I'll take my shirt off round 2.
I mean, it does look like Keith repositioned some stuff. It looks like he'll get the shooty cav, which escapes me because I'm still catching up on my caffeine.
The shooting cav look like they're just kind of hanging out most of this game so far. And then the chariot decided to go a different way with its life. But you still got the Blade Stalkers. Yeah, they're going to keep doing work.
Yeah, I think the Glade Stalkers might be able to pick up that horde this turn.
Yeah.
I think they're certainly trying to. I will note that the Palace Guard towed onto the hill, and I think that's Keith recognizing that if he doesn't push forward, that he can't. Yeah, he doesn't have the ability to pick up the unit strength anymore fast enough without that Draco.
But he's shooting at that one horde, and to your point, Matt, he has a lot more unit strength towards the center than people think he does. That's capable of getting there.
Right.
So he's still not doing horrible. It's just
nerve checks.
losing that horde.
It's an 11. Nope, not gonna get it.
Ooh.
7.
Yeah.
Like 8 moves or something.
What's interesting though is that probably brings the. I'm curious if he checked. I didn't actually see if he pulled out a tape measure to see if the trombones could get there. But now that he's towing the hill, that brings the trombones into the equation.
Oh, for the range 12 with their 5-inch move, they're good.
Yeah,
they'll be able to do something.
certainly eyeballing it.
He'll have cover, correct?
Oh yeah. He's not fully on the hill, so he'll
live. Depending on the lightning bolt too, if he wants to use it.
Right. I think at least some of the lightning bolt needs to try to find a way to flank that chariot off to finish it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get an angle on it, but this is the Drakon regiment, presumably. So, yeah. Gets his bolt thrower.
You did it. Did he even roll that out?
I think Travis made him. I understand. Like, it's a hindered attack, so like it is still on 4s even with elite. Like, you can potentially with.
People have run into my war machines with Huskarls. They're like, "Do you want me to roll it out?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Every time. Pick up games, no clock, don't care.
I mean, when we're on a clock at Masters, that's the other reason to be like, yes, please.
Hey, man, anybody can roll 40 attacks, whatever.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Yeah.
Well, the Wizzes are just scattering.
Like I said, if he could keep those Wizards alive throughout the game, like, they're just going to rip things to pieces.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt batteries are so scary. Not when I use them, but when I play against them, it's rough.
So he took out the bolt thrower. Is that 3 rock lobbers or whatever sitting there?
3
spear chuckers.
Sharpshooters, yeah. 3 bolt throwers in a battery.
Okay. What did he kill? One of them?
One of them.
Yeah. It looks like there's 3 still, but.
That feedback noise. I'm going to listen to the stream.
There's Travis.
Yeah, no, he got one of those, and then I guess Mog was charging the side of them to beat them to fucking death. That evil bitch. I hate it. There's the wings. There they go.
Yep, so he's made a hindered charge across this obstacle into the Drakon regiment, and now he can turn all his wingets and his chariots to the center.
I believe the Palace Guard are on the menu right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that because that horde was never going to make it to the center anyway. So it punching the Drakons, all he needs to do is get a singular wound on them, and that will effectively.
And what we were talking about before, like at first with the Blade Stalkers, do some shooting, but with the Goblins, they have so much shooting that's been so effective. If you're just sitting there,
Old role players, pairings are live.
God
Pairings are live. Find your table. Timer has begun.
that dude's not going to make it to the end of the day.
I think here Travis is just accepting that this horde has probably got so many wounds on it that it doesn't even matter if he gives up a flank.
Yeah, who cares?
Like, screw it and just get clear line of sight here, which, yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. The Drakon Riders go charge and kill it. Now they're stuck in the middle.
Right.
And they just get ripped up.
Of everything.
Sitting in front of 3 trombones, yeah, exactly.
As Britton said, the insurance policy is here.
Yeah. 3 trombones, 2 Goblin Kings, 3 wingeds.
And this is the extreme version. Like, there's so many versions of that kicking around. Like, Train Life Battery and Empire of Dust, or some other stuff.
I haven't
it's like
seen somebody do the Drain Life Battery with Empire of Dust yet. I have not encountered that life. It's so expensive.
I have seen it. I don't think it's nearly the same. Like, the thing with the Goblins is it's just so much. Like,
Well, it's so much, and it's like you said, like, what is it, 25, 35 point space for a wizard?
Before you put Lightning Bolt on it, they are effectively still the same price. They're 45
Oh, yeah.
with
But they're just nothing. They're like 45 points.
Right.
Like, sure.
They're laughably only 20 points without it, I think, or 25 points, which makes them the cheapest unit in the game if you were to take them naked. But no one will ever take them naked, you know.
Yeah. So it's just, that's fine.
Yeah.
But this army does it great. I think Ogres do pretty good with their Lightning Bolt Battery.
I was going to say that's the other one that I'm used to seeing is the Ogre Lightning Bolt Battery.
Yeah, I'm talking about a slightly different concept, which is the shorter range it can be the war machines like these. It can be the Ratkin war machines. It can
I was going to say.
I was going to say with the Drain Life, I've seen the Ratkin go full in on that with the whatever the equivalent of trumpets is in their army. I forget what they're called.
Weapon team, and you can take the
the weapon schemes. Yeah.
Which
So watching that with 2 or 3 brood mothers just coming in, just Drain Lifing, and you're just like, why am I alive?
So roll
But it's
one
that
right now
idea
is
that
what?
you-
Trombones on the horde?
Yep, here it comes.
All role players, you must use the dice provided on the table.
That-
If you don't have some, I am bringing you some now.
Crazy, only 6 wounds from the first breath attack of the game.
Damn.
But, I mean, still 6
I mean,
wounds.
he's going to have lots of shots on these by the end of this, though.
Right,
There we go.
And 10 Goblin King shots. Or, sorry, no, 14. I forgot they get the full bowman.
I'm wondering, probably doesn't get covered because it's in the side, right?
Those ones
Maybe.
are not going to have covered.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it's in the side, and he's got a majority. Here come.
Yep.
Yeah. Keith is probably. I imagine that was an exacerbated sigh, and then Travis being like, "Yep, no, here's everything."
Yeah, sorry, man. Oh, look at him
Yeah,
go.
it's so frustrating to just watch your army melt
To just
away.
skip.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
The first time I
Oh,
played,
yeah.
You say with a smile on your face.
my distinct experience, and I had not played an army like goblins or this style of goblins when I first encountered Travis's army. So like I had all rev cap, and I'm like D-Sippins 5, -14 or -17, everything in his army is plink shooting. I'll just shrug it off, and then I watched a regiment just vaporize in one turn. I'm like, oh shit! Like I can't back up fast enough to get out of the box.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I watched Shobek go from full health to dead in one turn. I was just like,
Don't say that out loud. It's
Yeah.
depressing.
so I did the math on it later. I was like, nope, that was what should have happened. Like 5 twice between.
You just spewing your juices on me? Fuck you, Gil. All right. So, we're back.
I'm never mad
Yeah, well,
when
they're-
Shobek dies. Sorry, Matt.
No.
It's okay. I know.
I think that's one of those when Shobek dies, everyone in the room should cheer because it's
know
such a hard.
You know what I
piece to
hate about
usually
that?
remove.
That you're saying that? Everybody does do that in my game group when my Shobek dies. They're like, good, fuck him. I'm like, why don't you continue your game over there? Yeah, I think that Palace Guard is not long for this one. We're in
Three
the
dice.
3 dice realm of wounds.
Looks like he held this turn.
That's devastating.
Nope. They survived.
Woo!
But I do think that off to the side, and we didn't catch it on camera, but I'm pretty sure the Drakon Horde might have gotten, the Drakon Regiment might have been deleted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's gone.
They look like they're still. Oh, yeah, over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Raglan Joe. I'm sorry, other end. Yeah,
Yeah,
Raglan
yeah,
Joe
yeah.
picked it up.
Yep. Oh, I figured Magos would. Like, that evil bastard.
yeah. So that
I
got
hate that
picked up.
all so much.
Looks like the 2 hordes are going to get picked up this turn between the Drakons.
Yeah.
Let's
That's not picking that unit up. Suck. I mean, that's fantastic
that.
for Keith. So this is his moment.
Yeah, I will say though, I think this is Keith just going for attrition at this point.
Well, he's going to have to because he's still going to get shot down next turn.
Right, because that horde isn't going to survive next turn.
Once again, bringing up Ren's point, the insurance policy.
There are no microphones on the camera. Those are mics on the players
Just
themselves.
how loud it is. No.
Yeah, it's just a loud room. Sorry. We're in here with literally there's like 6 GTs going on in this one ballroom right now. So if you're hearing a little bit of noise, it could be way, way, way worse.
I'm hearing a little bit of noise and a lot of deafening.
I mean, if we don't want to hear the players, I can mute them.
Yeah, so the Glade Stalkers are getting fully behind the hill now, so they can dodge the bolt forward shots.
They're going to start shooting those goddamn wingets. Good.
Yeah, he needs to.
Oh, he needs to. Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
boy.
this is a battle where I feel like in most battles, you look across and a unit does something, and you're like, that damn whatever is so annoying.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's true on basically every unit in this game. Fits
I was
into
ready to
that
say,
damn
that's
thing
like his
is
whole
so
army is
annoying.
that. But at least he'll get, like you said, that's your point, he'll get some attrition off of this turn. But then so much of his shooting is still here. It's just to start lighting everybody up.
Yeah.
And he has his backup horde and his unit strength 3 rabble regiment.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going to help him pull it out, as long as his shooting doesn't shit the bed next turn.
Right. I do
Normally
think
happens one turn.
I'm guessing that center horde is low enough that he's thinking he can just finish it off with the chariot and the glade stalker at the upper left.
I think that's the goal, yeah.
That's currently the only thing that the blade suckers have to shoot at, right?
Pretty much. I mean, that or whizzes. You could start flicking off wizards.
I guess in the way he turned this one, he's probably going to shoot at the wings.
I think he's going for the unit strength at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like only like 1 or 2 wounds there, so I'm guessing they're trying really low for teeth.
Gets Bane Chant on his board.
Is necessary, because without it, it's not necessarily a guaranteed kill.
Nerve check on the wing it. That's a 10.
That was a big number.
And a 9.
That probably kills it. They're not exactly, yeah.
One wing it gone.
That's a big pickup.
Yep. Shooting unit and a maneuverable unit and a unit strength. Yeah.
Those glade stalkers are exactly what you want to be shooting at wingets. Like,
Oh, yeah.
They will
This combat
quickly start that attrition.
Yeah. Like I was saying, Glade Stalkers, as long as you keep them alive, like, their shooting is fantastic against all goblins. It's beautiful.
4 wounds on the horde, which Travis forgot to bring his wounds with him. 7 plus that is 11, so unless they were really beaten up earlier, they're probably either fine or wavered at first. Yeah. I would say wavered would actually be really good for Keith too, because at that point he could just fly the Dracons back to the center of the table.
Yep.
Yeah. That horde's so out of position that
Yeah, I think that horde would have to turn, move, and then a run wouldn't even bring him to the 12, so they're probably out of the game at that point.
no, they are definitely
Well, if you have a turn 7, he's good, but
even at turn 7, he's pushing it because he's also got to make his way through all the other stuff. Yeah.
you love to see it.
I guess he didn't, because we're already into combat, I just realized, so that means he didn't pick up the center horde we're shooting.
No,
What's up? I just realized we're into combat, so he did not pick up that center horde in his shooting. He was unable to.
I think they had cover, so it probably made it a little less awesome. Off the hill.
9 on the nerve, 5 on the nerve.
5? Is that enough?
It's not surprised.
Turns to face the chariots. Wingers.
Turns to face inevitable death.
Yeah, I mean,
Not worried about that flank charge.
Yeah.
Looks like the Mincer is still in the
He
front.
kept the Mincer in the front just for good measure.
Yep.
At this point, if he didn't even waver that center horde, I'd almost want to see the trombones try to get to the glade stalkers. I don't think they can, but
I don't think they can either.
no.
The palace guards are on triple dice for wounds. So
Oh yeah, they're
You just hit them with anything, they're done.
13,
That looks like
7,
20.
and the snake.
Oh, there's the snakes. Woo! Yeah. I mean, I don't think it changes a lot of the result right now. I don't think that would have been like crazy, but it does mean he has to waste another turn fighting grapple.
He's devastated, though. He just said,
Yeah. I mean, I think he just put a 20. He used his spend down D20 just to mark a 20 in. Just said, they have a million wounds. He doesn't have ability to heal, so.
Depending on how much firepower he wants to put into them, he could just back them up an inch and just shoot them.
Yeah, and it does force at least something of Keith's to shoot the horde if he should potentially vaporize the dragons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they're just talking out the sorrow of that combat.
Yeah, this is very clearly the game is probably over at this point functionally. Now it's just a matter of
I mean, Travis is in a really good position. The Palace Sword are just done. Hit him with that.
yeah. The fact that spinner horde.
Oh, there he goes. Just moving up.
Yeah.
It's coming for those late stalkers. So I guess he's trying to force the Blade Stalkers to... Well, they can just shoot too, I guess. It's probably fine. But...
So that's Silver Breeze and a single Drakon Lord.
Oh, I see what he's trying to figure out.
Nice.
Yeah.
He just needs to make room for the charge.
Yeah.
Well, he can...
Because then all his shooting can
Oh, he's
do
just
what
going.
he wants.
Ooh, I don't necessarily like that. I would have just left that.
Well, he's got Magwas in the side too. So you're doing that 7 attacks with the Crush 2, which is always nice. And I believe Magwas hits on 3s because Magwas is an asshole.
He's 3s and vicious, but at the same time,
It's 3s, isn't it? I know it is.
should he not kill it back, now he's risking his regiment. And the horde is already effectively at snakes. The regiment is low enough of a nerve that the Dracon's just countercharging could pick it up in one turn.
Yeah.
So I like everything about that except for the regiment. Like the regiment just 3 unit strength that should just never be engaged ever.
Yeah, it just didn't need to be there.
Right.
And it's hindered, so it's going to be hitting on 6s.
Right, exactly. Like
Right.
I don't think
I agree with that. Point
Yeah.
taken.
It feels like the regiment is effectively just adding brutal. It's like it's gonna do 1 wound.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But like I'm just
I
a
paid
little
for that wound.
Honestly,
Watch us wound everything with Magwas, and we'll just be like, oh, never mind.
Right. I mean, Magwas in the horde would have kept them pinned down for the turn, which is really all he needs. Is just 1 turn to delete the.
Just needs that wound so they lose their flying.
Right, and then just turn the chain.
Well, I think the flank charge with the horde is kind of free movement. You look at it.
Yeah.
Like he does the charge. If he breaks them, he reforms. He's protected from charges from Keith. So he just sort of moves himself up into the dominate circle and gets some flank attacks as opposed.
Yeah, I think by the end of turn 5 will be interesting too, because like the Glade Stalker's still shooting. A lot of the goblins have some wounds on them now too, so we'll see if anybody gets lucky here.
So to answer Saul's question, he had a second horde that was in the back behind his war trombone. I think he swapped out which unit he was using for it. So like he effectively picked up one of his already dead hordes and put it on the table and then took off the other unit.
Yeah.
But he did have a second horde behind all his trombones.
Right, top of turn 5. We've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes. These guys are blazing along.
Oh yeah.
No clock
Yeah,
issues
you don't need spare bases when you just have a bunch of dead rabble.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
He effectively just put down the new horde and took off the other one. Don't need to move.
My proxy basis will be here momentarily.
Yeah, at this point, even risking the wingets to just make sure the last unit strength that's actually scary goes away.
Yeah. And I keep forgetting as I'm watching this. I'm like, oh yeah, it's regular elves. Their Glade Stalkers don't have stealth.
Yeah.
So, and their defense 3, they're just going to get annihilated.
I guess because it's unit strength 1, maybe they're beat up enough that he thinks the Mincer alone can do it. And then the worst case scenario is if it doesn't, it's still a Mincer to the front.
Yeah.
It's just so many pieces that can just buy turns. It's so
I know,
much
yeah.
control. Which is something I don't
And you-
talk about in Kings. It's just the
You
ability.
spend so much of your effort killing rabble,
Right.
Yeah.
which account for 20% of his army cost or whatever it is. It's like,
I think
You
we're
kill
looking at
that rabble, and you're
battery.
like, hell yeah. And then you get shot 45 times. And your 200-something point unit goes flying off the board. You're like, good. Glad the rabble died.
Yeah, I think we're looking at whizzes shooting at blade stalkers in cover. Yep. Trombone shooting maybe at the board.
Yeah.
Looks like
That's everything he can do.
Yeah.
Just linking away.
I mean, it's
all
tall.
he has
You
to do.
can see it.
It's tall, yeah. See it over the hill.
Yeah.
He should do fairly all right because the cover. Unless, well, not from them.
Not from the wings. Holy shit, that's a lot of wings.
I don't think that was at the Lord. Yeah. Oh, no, I guess. Man, I would have lasered that. Dragon Lord's only height 4,
Height
right?
4,
And the
yeah.
Wingets
Height
should all
3.
Oh, they're only height 3. Okay,
Height
that
3.
explains it.
Yep.
I thought
they fly low to the ground to avoid elf radar.
yeah. That explains it. So yeah, those were the Goblin Kings shooting them.
Yeah.
Is that what the pointy ears are for? Radar on the elves?
It's a little known fact about elves. They actually see by sonar.
Right.
Those
Oh,
big
yeah.
ears.
They're
They're like
deer
bat ears.
He's just stacking wounds onto that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
God damn.
13.
Blade Stalker's still very
Losing
last.
the hell up.
And instead of screeching for the
Aye.
sonar, they just complain.
Yeah. Did some damage over there with the lightning bolt battery, it looks like. Didn't kill
Okay,
it.
so the Blade Stalkers lived. That's good.
Yep.
Stalkers.
Definitely beat up, but not dead.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, this
problem
horde
is
goes on.
This is top of
I don't
5.
even know what he's got left, really.
Still one more guaranteed round.
So at the beginning of this, did you guys discuss the sort of lists and how they match up? And did you feel like this was an uphill battle for Keith the whole time? Or
I think on the matchup cast, when we talked about it, most people, like the majority of the community, leaned towards Travis winning this one. And I think we sort of said, like, yeah, we think it leans towards Travis, but it is a tough match, and Keith could easily walk away with it if the dice go his way. You know?
Yeah, with Keith's mobility, it depended. If he pulled the trigger at the right time, you start taking stuff off, get behind him, things like that. But this game just didn't happen. He just waited really long.
I think both these Goblin Hordes still being alive in the center is pretty critical, because it just meant that there was no way to open up the box.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of watching the death rattles a little bit right now.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, so the only question now is, like, since we are playing blackjack and these guys live, does that mean they can shoot one of these hordes off and take away 3 unit strength from Travis to, like, maybe turn it into a smaller win rather than a bigger win by the end?
Right.
Yeah. Nope, my fears were unfounded. Doesn't have to worry about snakes and Keith back.
Yeah, that's...
It wasn't a likely
rough.
scenario, but it was, you know... Okay, Travis, you're better than that. I was going to shuffle
Good God.
Shuffle the regiment sideways first.
Is the regiment just holding that horde up a little bit there in the corner?
It should. I was going to say, the way that you know, if you pivot a horde,
It's going to be fine.
Further out.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
It doesn't actually matter, I think.
It's in the grand scheme of things, it's not critical.
Yeah. Also, Travis literally could have shuffled it 1 inch to the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
And the Palace Guard horde sticks, I think.
That's incredible.
4 dice on it. I think it might be wavered. It's hard to tell if that extra dice was a wound indicator.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what we'd be doing anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe take that out and
this
then just get
combat.
charged and murdered.
He countercharges the mincer, and that's his only
Right.
option.
Old world players, even though this is a GT, remember that being a good
Talking about
sport
the
takes
combat prowess
priority.
of goblins over here.
If you crush your opponent, that's fine. Just be a chat about it. We ask questions, help each other out. We're all learning. Tons of rules questions. Ask each other, help each other out.
That Age of Sigmar players are learning.
No, that's the old world people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go find that dude on our lunch break.
That's the sound of a whole section of the community in denial about how bad a game is for tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna Randy Savage elbow drop him. It's going down.
All right.
So walk over there and do an NWO takeover and just take the mic from him and start talking shit.
Yeah, we're taking that thing.
What
It'll be
we
ours.
do on bottom of 5 here?
Sorry, bottom of 5. Good one. Stop making fun of the old world players and watch our games.
No, do both.
Do both. Multitasking. I'm already doing about 4 things. I can add a 5th. It's okay.
Nope.
Yeah, no, we got the regiments would probably again attempt to plink off the hordes, I guess.
Yes.
That's all he really can do.
Oh shit.
Just go for some points.
Yeah.
So we have our first round 1 result, and George Marshall was blackjacked by George O'Connell.
Good God.
George appears to have tabled him and got a 21 in round 1.
What's George playing this year?
Or the Lions.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So anybody that had George in the fantasy draft or picked for...
I don't think I had him to win the event, but he was definitely my pick for that match, if I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, George plays some very, very strong lists. They hurt people.
If I recall, it was a almost goblin level of shooting normalized list.
Oh yeah.
Or no, he had the triple dragons. That's right. That also would have been rough for anyone.
He did the triple chimera thing.
Yeah, he did triple chimeras. I'm pretty sure that was his list. Which is rare. I mean, it's nice to see triple dragon lists actually make a comeback to some degree. So
No, it's not. Don't say that. Don't say that.
He just double one again, right?
based on the fact that it is in fact still there, I think you're correct.
Devastating.
Either that or he just hasn't
boy.
got it yet, and Travis is being nice and letting him shoot it even though he went on to nerve.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that's what actually happened. He forgot to shoot it. Oof. For the cameras, I think he showed that there was only 3 wounds.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that was combat, and he did not kill the horde at the bottom again. Wow.
Yep. He double won them again, as far as I know.
Does happen. I mean, it's footage comedy.
Well, he's got about 8 unit strength left on the board, minus the Palace Guard. I'm just assuming they're going to die by the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point, I kind of wanted to, like, after those double ones, I feel really bad for Keith. It's a weird feeling. I'm not sure if I like it. I have sympathy for the elves.
For elves.
It doesn't feel good, but there's some empathy there. I need to cut that out.
I don't feel empathy for either of these lists. You know, both factions can just bloody the ground as much as I care.
Well, that's sort of the Masters. Kings of War is decent at self-policing sort of filth. And the rules are reasonably balanced. But as sort of Tom Hannis describes it, Masters is the sort of like full frontal. Like you just bring the nasty thing, and you can very much have 5 rounds of nasty lists in front of you when you play. And
I'm kind of fine with that, though. I like seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see that necessarily every week at my game store, every game. But here, just for the thing you're like, ooh, that's pretty mean. Like, bring it.
Yeah.
I see all this shit way too often. Our gaming group is just nightmare fuel.
Okay, so what I think happened the previous turn, we're on top of 5, or top of 6. You're good, you're good. I know you're doing a million things, Mike. But I think the Horde got wavered. Mincer is still there, and they should have been able to pop a Mincer on their own without help. So that just meant that Travis didn't have to actually dedicate.
I like that he has the 4 dice of wounds at this point.
Right.
Just hanging out.
So this turn,
all those fucking war machines.
Yeah, everything is set up to where the Silver Breeze, I don't think, can actually complete a charge on anything. So the only way they can get to the center is by walking forward voluntarily into the kill box. Not that
I don't even know if the Silver Breeze will still be here.
Right, there is a distinct possibility that the Trombones will kill the Glade Stalkers, and then the Wingets can go shoot the other thing around.
He's going.
He realizes that he can't shoot anything, so he's just making sure that.
Yeah,
may as well.
And it's
and he gets moved close
he's
to
looking for he's looking for 6s. It's free movement.
Yep. And the Dracons aren't going to be able to land anywhere, even if they try to dive from the center. The Wizards on the
Wizards just don't give a shit. They're just going.
Yeah, they'll just plink off whatever's left there. Everything is 2 dice worth of wounds, which means it's within a kill, within the kill zone.
Yep.
And he took the Dracon Lord last turn?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he did like something crazy, like 13 wounds to him or something like that. It's a lot.
Yeah, so we're just there's going to be no unit strength left.
There's going to be the Dracon Red. There's a high likelihood that the only unit left.
Yeah. Oh, this turn is like the end of Last Samurai. We're there.
I mean, I had predicted that the Trombones weren't going to get to shoot, but then they did. And, I mean,
they did. Yeah. Well, once he pulled the trigger over the hill with the Palace Guard, it's like, all right, well, now we're going.
Yep.
We'll just see how much lives through this, but I think it's pretty clear Travis has got this.
Keith looks forlorn.
Yeah, as much as I do think, as rough as it was, that the better answer was to just stay behind that hill and just keep shooting. And as rough as it got, like, even if it was a loss, you take the minor loss instead of now what is probably a crippling loss. I think Keith needed his chariots and his Glade Stalker shooting to go off a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, he kind of got stuck over on the right side of the board that we're looking at there.
Yeah.
With his 2 chariots just kind of got charged and then just murdered.
Yeah.
So he kind of lost the value on them pretty early on, which sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, Travis was ready for him. He knew exactly what he wanted to do when he was moving. I was like, he's got a plan.
Yeah, in this kind of shooting matchup with so much low defense and high amounts of shooting, it's kind of that careful balance. Like, whoever loses a couple pieces or loses the ability to shoot a couple pieces first, then you're just behind in that attrition. And each turn you kind of get further behind.
Yep.
And initially, Travis had put a bunch of wounds on the units on the flanks, but he didn't kill anything. He didn't roll very high. And I thought this is Keith's chance to run out and kill some stuff, but he went a little more defensive. Travis just picked up where he left off the turn before and just started picking them off. I was like, well, all right.
Yeah, I don't actually know where they are in the phase. Because he put like a red dice down near the Glade Stalkers, which I don't know if that was to indicate they were like devastated or wavered. Like, I would have guessed wavered, but he clearly is still shooting. So either that or they did a nerve check out of sequence.
Which is fine. I mean, we're at this point.
Right.
I don't think it matters anymore.
All right. Here come the nerve checks.
He's just spreading it around. There we go.
Our time has expired.
Yep, there they go.
So
he didn't pick up the chariot.
On a 3, I'm guessing they're wavered.
Damn.
Wow, Travis's nerve rolls are trash. Apparently, it doesn't matter at least. Okay.
Is that a 3?
Keith was nice and didn't make him roll that out, but
Well, 2.
everybody's going to walk forward because
That's
the Dragons
fine.
can't see them anyway.
Maybe. Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if all of today we're just going to see goblins just gunning people down in the streets.
Hopefully
I'm
we'll
not
get
ready for that.
different matchups on this table.
I mean, this is a tough first round.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's a solid player, and despite all the mean things I say, he's a good dude.
He is.
Well, you really only said it about elves.
Yeah, everyone knows when I'm talking about elves. I'm really talking about Keith. Like that.
Oh. Well, now I'm in on that. So,
Keith and elves are interchangeable, right? Like when you're talking about one, you're talking about the other.
that's terrifying.
Oh, looks
But
like.
noted.
Okay, so just trying to see. Just the bottom
Just
six.
get
So, I'm guessing that he's getting whatever he can into the center of the table just for that unit strength differential.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try to-
if
whatever
game
you can.
ends, it's blackjack.
Right. Just gonna try desperately one more time to shoot that horde off.
I can't tell if the Gladestalkers got wavered last turn or not.
My guess
what
on the
looks
fact
like-
that he's not moving them is probably
Yeah, they have 10 or 12 wounds on them, so they're up there.
12, and he rolled a 3, so that's a 15. Should have been a waiver.
Waiver.
Um,
14, 16 units.
Right. I think the issue here is that I don't think those Drakons can actually, even with Nimble, are be able to get to the center because there's just so much stuff.
Yep. But bottom of 6, so if they don't
Yeah.
roll a turn 7, he gets some points. This is a quick game,
Yeah.
all things considered.
I think both players know how their units work. So they're just there wasn't a huge amount. The biggest turn for Keith was like turn 3 and 4, realistically, which was when he decided to commit the Drakons.
Yeah.
Because anytime you're playing a pseudo alpha strike, which I'd argue elves are kind of a half and half, they're half target priority and half alpha strike, where they do everything. But that's where I would have expected most of his clock time to disappear, and it did. And then Travis is playing goblins, which everything is just target priority. And from the look of things, he had that decided literally from the start of the game.
Oh, yeah. That's hard, man. Yeah, walking into the goblin shooting, no matter what army you're playing with, always just feels a little bad.
Right.
You know, it just is what it is. It's a good list.
Yep.
It goes in and out of popularity every year, but it's always just solid. Comes in different forms here and there.
Just trying to see if he can, with 20 inches of movement, snake into here. The thing is, he can only do it with, he has to be able to do it and be able to land, and he can't pivot at all, because effectively he doesn't get 2 pivots, it's only the 1 pivot if he's going at the double.
Which he's going to have to.
So the
10 inches probably ends right around the end of the building.
Right, which...
Yeah. He looks like he might have the 1 inch, though. That's cool.
Yeah, if he gets it, that's cool.
I think technically you'd have to turn once and then turn again, but I don't know how much they're worried about that right now.
Okay, I don't think he has the unit strength edge, but I also don't know if they're committing to that and saying that that's where it is or not. I'm going to assume that they are. The base is there to indicate.
Oh, we'll find out.
Just being a little lazy about it. I'm guessing these shots are to make sure that that horde finally goes away.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
Yep,
These are
there we
the
go.
Silver Breeze.
So it looks like 3 wins.
Yeah. It's not nothing.
Is that the FU in particular when you're at the end of the game and you've had huge trouble killing one unit? You're just like, whatever happens, that's dying.
Yeah. All right, yep, got them.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's basically a win for Keith, right? Mark it down.
No. You're still. Well, okay. Win.
The objective was.
Yeah.
The objective was to kill that one horde, so we're
It's
good.
moral victories.
Right. It looks like it ended on turn 6.
Yep. And that's what they got.
Sorry. So I'm guessing, yeah, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Travis to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Keith, assuming they agreed that the Dracons are able to land.
I mean, it's a lot closer than it looked, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a surprising amount of unit strength that Keith managed to actually get to the center at the end of the game.
Right. And then they just man-hugged each other from the back there. That was cute. I like that.
Yeah.
it's that elven ability to, bottom of turn 6, it could just end 50-50 chance. You slam everything to the middle and suddenly you have points.
I also just now realized that Travis is literally wearing just a purple shirt that just says Goblin on it.
Yeah.
Good. All right, well. Travis picked him up.
I'm assuming that's the case. I would want to get a measuring tape to actually check on those units. But the fact that they're already picking stuff up to me means that they've agreed on.
No, it's better.
Well, I have to head out.
Yeah.
The family is now awake. It's no longer 6 a.m. here. So my Mike Atkins cosplay will have to end on this stream.
For today.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll see you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Good having you on, man.
All right, so that is going to bring us to the end of that game. The round 1 results are starting to come in. Paste the results link into the chat.
Is Derek's game in yet or no?
No, I think it's only 2 games. So we got Adam Ballard getting a 20, George O'Connell getting 21.
Love to see it.
Cool. Patton just also got a 21 and tabled his opponent, apparently.
Who was that?
Oh,
Andy Craft. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, now playing Paul Cravo, playing the Empire Dust List.
Yeah, like I said, I think I remember from the matchup cast. It was a cool Empire Dust List, but it was not a good matchup.
It happens. That's not bad. Not a bad round 1 matchup. Always fun to see the goblins running around shooting people in the face.
People wanted to see it. I do think it was. I still think that it was close to like a 60-40 in terms of like the odds. It was just really came down to Keith needed to pick up a couple things earlier with the shooting to help even it out and to reduce the rate.
Yeah, it was not happening.
Right, and then that forced it. Like it was very clear to me on turn 4, Keith had recognized that like this is now a bad situation because I hadn't done that, and that's why he had to push across the hill. And I still almost feel like that was like an emotional reaction to like getting shot to bits. Right? Is like I have to do something, and the reality is that at that point you just take the minor loss instead of the bigger loss, and it's such a rough thing to have to make that call in a match game.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So that's going to be our round 1 stream. We'll be back with round 2 at around 12:30. We're going to watch the results keep coming in. Everybody can follow along. The URL just posted. You can go to Dash 28 and check out our one-stop shop with links to the lists and the schedule and all the different streams. I'm going to make sure that the leaderboard for the fantasy teams and the first-round predictions thing gets updated appropriately, so we can figure out who won the first-round predictions thing when we start round 2. And folks can just kind of keep an eye on how their fantasy teams are doing over the course of the weekend. So yeah, thanks to Matt and Mark for joining me for round 1. Congrats to Travis on his win in round 1. We'll see what the final score ended up being when they get the results in a few minutes. And also thanks to Britton for jumping in from the West Coast early in the morning to hang out with us for a little bit. And thanks to everyone at home for watching. We'll see you back here in, I can math, hour and a half or so. No, hour 45?
You said 12:30?
12:30, yeah? Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah,
An hour and a half, hour
so
45.
we'll see you back. These are individual streams, so you'll need to click into the stream too, the round 2 stream to watch it. So this has
back
been
and
round
party with
1.
us.
That's right. It's been round 1 of the 2024 U.S. Kings of War Masters from the Nova in Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining, and we will see you for round 2. Bye, everybody.